mindful people out there. This is day number 15 of our Advent calendar. And our gift to you guys for all your support and all your love you were giving to us. And today is the second episode of Christmas Baking with Christian. It's German baking. Okay, what we're going to do today is we are going to make Zimtsterne. That's cinnamon stars, and they are probably my favorite cookies. So this video is the third time I'm trying to do them. Anya's mom was telling me, when I told her, look, I'm going to do Vanillekipferl and Zimtsterne, she said, ooh, that is, advanced kind of like technique. And I was like, no, I can do it, I can do everything, I want to challenge myself. So 2 times I fucked it up. 1 time it was way too liquid and I didn't know what was going on. The second time I was burning the cookies actually. And so now this is my 3rd try and I hope I'm going to succeed today. Otherwise, I will have to make a series out of this. Yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready for baking? There are actually not so many ingredients. Okay, let's have a look. So what do we need for this incredible recipe? So here we have 400 grams of beautiful almonds. Then we have 390 grams of sugar. Then we have 3 egg whites. Then we have 12 grams of cinnamon and a little bit of lemon zest. So the other thing what we need is a baking tray, some baking paper, some kind of container, a mixing bowl, and something to cut out the cinnamon stars. Okay, you see, it's actually just 5 ingredients for the main dough. And so we start with making the main dough. So actually the cinnamon stars you do in 3 different steps. This is step number 1. Okay, so first of all, we put the almonds in here. Make sure you have clean fingers, yeah. And then the second thing is we put the sugar, just a tiny little bit of sugar in here. So, and then we take the 12 grams of cinnamon in here. Make sure actually you get Ceylon cinnamon, because the normal cinnamon is actually not really good for you. It's really difficult for your liver, and so make sure it's Ceylon cinnamon, and then organic limes, please. So actually, they in Germany they use lemon. We have only limes here. So then the way how to get the egg whites, it's pretty simple. You just go a little bit back and forth here. Yeah, and the dogs are sitting already there. They're looking forward to get the egg yolk. Shoop, shoop, shoop. Okay, that was number 2. Number 3. So, nice German cooking here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So now you see here we have all the ingredients mixed up pretty good, and then you take your hands and you start mixing the whole thing, yeah? So first you give it a okay. So here, this is how it looks like. It's very sticky. Yeah, so what you then do, you bring the whole thing into a container. We just changed all to all glass containers actually. And because, like plastic containers and food is actually not a good idea. So plastic is much better. So, and then it's pretty messy. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that. Let me try. I taste already amazing. So, and now we put this container into the fridge for at least 6 hours, maybe overnight. So this is step one. So, and then the whole thing will sit and settle, and then it hardens actually. And when it's hardened, then you can just really roll it out and, work with it. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow. Basically, same place, and then I'll show you the second step. Enjoy. Okay, guys, part 2 of our Sterne. Cinnamon stars. Yesterday, after doing the dough, it was all gooey and sticky and runny, and I was like, wait, that looks exactly like my 2 failures before. So I was just, that was a good lesson because, usually I thought, okay, I got this, recipes and, people have done it before, so that must be right. But if you don't think for yourself, that's like in real life. We just read something in the newspaper, and sometimes it's good to think for yourself. And, so I was like, no, this is way too wet. So, I just started to add 100 grams of more almond flour and maybe 50 grams of sugar, kind of more or less. And then I was doing it, and then it turned out to be in the way it's supposed to be. So it's one solid block, and now overnight it was even a little bit more. So this is how it's supposed to be. So I'm very, very hopeful that this time it will turn out the way it is. So what do we need today? We need 2 egg whites and confectioner's sugar, powdered sugar. I did that myself. So the reason why I think the dough didn't work out maybe is because I was grinding the flour myself, and maybe the Thai grinders are not so fine. Maybe they were soaking in not enough moisture or whatever it was. So, but like when I started to learn cooking or baking, people would always say, yeah, I don't take recipes because, you need to have a feeling for it. I'm like, how do you get a feeling when you've never done it? So, but that's it. You really get the feeling for how a dough is supposed to be. So now, we're going to make the topping, the icing of the cinnamon star. So it's basically a 2-layered cake. And now we get really German, because what we are going to do is with the 2 egg whites, we put them in here. And so let me see, how do we do that best? So first of all, our old kitchen scale, just stuff missing. This scale has seen a lot of things in the Mindfulness Project, has weighed a lot of Powerballs. So, and maybe that you see better what I'm doing to change the camera. Boop. So, what you're doing is, we're setting the scale on 0, and we're weighing the egg whites. Choop, 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 choop. Numero uno. Now, numero due. So 2 egg whites we need. Okay, so, and now you see these 2 egg whites, they're 78 grams. So, and what we want is, we're going to stir this until it's dense, and then we're going to put 5 times as much sugar as the amount of egg in there. So, very precise. So now we start, it's really nice with the sticky fingers. So now, usually, again, you take the kitchen machine, and then it's a matter of seconds. Again, we do it by hand. So, and now you see, it is nice and shiny, and, you don't want to overdo it, then it becomes probably butter. So, and then again, our kitchen scale is, very picky when working, so, but I weighed this already, so that was around 360 grams, so this is basically exactly what we need. So part by part, you put the sugar in, the starch, and here is your perfect icing. We put that aside for a moment, and then we get into the rolling out. So what I do is that I take a wooden board, and so for rolling out, we don't have this nice fancy rolling thing, so we take a big glass. So, and what we want to do is that we put the whole thing with the icing sugar before we put the stars out into the freezer for 2 hours. So this is why we don't make it. Look at this. This is nice and solid. And now you can actually, that's the first time, woohoo, but it's still a little bit sticky. I'll put some sugar here so that it's easier to roll it out. Also a little bit of sugar on top. So with this, so let's have a look. It's not too sticky on the bottom. That looks nice. Here too. It's important to do that before you put it in the freezer, otherwise they're taking it out. So then the next step is that you put the icing on the whole thing. That's a trick because so you see, and this goes into the freezer now for 2 hours. Okay, let's do that. Guys, look at this. It looks awesome. So, first thing, we have to see if this is not sticking to the board too much. Just a little bit. So, could have been a little bit drier still, the dough. But, yeah, it works. That was number 1. Here is number 2. So, I have the feeling it's going to work out. So, this is my 3rd time I'm doing this. It's the first time I actually get to the stage that I can cut out something. If this works, then I'm really surprised. Phew. Yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. So now we just need to get this out here. Somehow. Yeah, look at this. You see, just nicely layered. I'm surprised it's even still a little bit thick. So if you do this way, then you don't have to paint all these kind of things. So now what I forgot is there's supposed to be a little bit of water I dipped this in. Anja, do we have something? Like a bowl? Wait a second. So, now I have some warm water. All water is warm in Thailand. So you put that in. You don't want to have it too wet. And then you go for the next one. Shoop. Yeah. You see now. Comes out directly. Look at these beauties. So guys, this is it. So what we do now is that we let this rest for 1 hour, and then it gets into the oven. And then the second time, the dough wasn't good, but then I tried to bake them anyway. I thought maybe it's going to work out, and then it burned. This time I'm not going to do that. I was set in front of the fucking oven because it's just 8 minutes to do that. Okay, see you in 1 hour. Okay guys, the oven is heated, the big moment. Oh, okay. So we put the first tray in. Ta-da! Da-da-da-da! Okay. So, and now I need to set the alarm clock to 8 minutes. But I'm going to sit here and watch carefully what is happening. Wait a second. The big moment. So I think we need to try And ooh, look at this. Look at this. So if they are not ready yet. Uh-oh. I'm afraid they are not ready, but they said, I don't know. We try. Okay. So first I take this off and then we put this on here. Shoop. Next tray. Okay, so that looks quite interesting. They say if that separates from the baking sheet, then they are done. Not quite, but you see that now the glazier, the icing starts to get a little bit brown. So it could be that the top heat is a little bit too strong. So what I did now is I put it in the lower third and we try again 8 minutes and then we see if it makes a difference. Okay, let me just put the timer. So second tray is ready. Let's see what happens. Woo-hoo. Look at these beauties. So take them off. Let's have a look. They seem to be a little bit brownish from the bottom. So these ones here, actually, when they are now cooled down, they are not soft anymore. So it really looks nice. So up. Again. Okay, so now I'll take the kind of leftovers, not quite cookie looking, and I put this in for 8 minutes. Boom. There we go. And I'll try from the first batch now. It's a little bit, now the big moment. I did cinnamon stars, which are not stars. They're super nice. Honey, what do you think? Yeah? I did it. Yeah, now still soft in the middle. I'll tell you later. It is still hard. I guess so. I think that's it, guys. So, guys, 3 long days. I was trying to make cinnamon stars. I finally succeeded. Unbelievable. If you like our videos, please share them, like them, tell your friends about it. Support us on Patreon because we really need it. If you want, donate to the Mindfulness Project so that we can survive. That is task number 1. Task number 2 is so you can choose between the vanilla kipfel we did before or the cinnamon stars and bake them. Yeah, so it's a real challenge now. Don't eat a single cookie of it, what you bake, but take them and give them to your neighbor, give them to your beloved ones, give them to somebody who really needs some soul food, because it's really nice if we start to really get back into a habit of giving. You know, the Thai people, they're so easy with it. You know, like wherever you, we come to our friends here, they just go into their garden and they just get limes out and papayas out. And whenever you just meet somebody, you get a bag full of stuff. And, you know, or our other friends, they constantly bring, you know, banana plants and papaya plants out of their garden to give to us. And that's so nice. And, you know, then you don't need to buy stuff. You just share with each other. And that's transformational. So, you can get the ball rolling. And, you know, that's probably maybe a start of a beautiful relationship with your neighbors, which haven't been so good maybe before, or whatever. Do it. Enjoy Christmas. Just a couple of days more. I love you. And see you soon. That was from the Mindfulness Project Thailand.